Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. Hope you can hear me. If someone can put in the group chat, we had a bit of problem with the hearing with the sound system this morning. I hope you can hear me. So this morning's learning is dedicated in memory of all those whose Yortzeit falls today, as well as all those that are in their year and they're saying Kaddish for their loved ones. There's a fascinating, firstly, wasn't it wonderful last night for anyone that was able to join us or watch it online? It was an incredible evening of Chalamek, Chalabek, really, really impressive. And the room was heaving once again. And it was wonderful to see so many people back as a community, very special. And we're looking forward to a very special Shabbat UK with the one and only Racheli Frankel, Chazan Yedidia Bloom, kids activities, sushi l'chaim tonight at 6:30, and so much more. Let me share with you a brief idea. This week's parsha, it tells us about somebody who blasphemed, the man who cursed God. And we're told that his punishment was that he should be put to death. But straight after that, it also says that somebody who injures, who strikes another person, intentionally hurts another person, then that person should also be put to death. Question is, what's the connection? Whenever we find things juxtaposed, there must be a reason, there must be a rationale. Good morning, Clarice and Richard. So I want to share with you a little story, and hopefully this will enlighten us all. The story relates to Rabbi Yisrael, Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz in the 1700s. He was one of the greatest of sages. He was the chief rabbi of Prague and Moldova, I think, and he was a giant. Anyways, one Yom Kippur, he had been traveling, I think, and he ended up not being in his hometown, in his large shul, but he had to make do with being amongst the locals in a smaller community. So he decided to travel incognito. He didn't let anyone know who he was. And he arrives in the shul, finds, looks around, decides where he's going to sit. And he notices there's a man who seems to be very intently praying. And he decides, you know what, that sounds conducive to prayer. I'm going to sit next to him. And as he's sitting next to him, the man is pouring out his heart to God. Afa ani, I'm dust in my life, and much more so in my death. And he's crying bitterly, weeping like a baby. Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz says to himself, wow, what an extraordinary man. This is certainly a true penitent. This is the place for me to sit for Yontif. I'm glad that I'm in the shul for this Yom Kippur. Anyways, the next day, man's davening intently next to Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz, and all of a sudden it comes to the aliyahs, and it comes to Shlishi, the prestigious aliyah, and they call up someone else. And all of a sudden, the man sitting next to Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz sees who got called up, and he runs over to the bimah and he starts shouting at the warden at the Gabba, "How could you call up that man? Why did you call him up? Who is he?" Anyways, everyone's rather startled and taken aback. Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz confronts the man and he says to him, "Listen, I don't quite get it. You see, you were praying so intently yesterday. You said, Ofa ani v'chayai, that I'm like dust in my life. And yet, somebody else got called up and you feel that you should have had shlishi, you should have taken priority. And yet, you got very upset. What about the prayer that you said yesterday about being like the dust of the earth?" And the man responded without blinking. He says, when I was praying to God and I said, I am like the dust of the earth, in relation to God, of course I'm like the dust of the earth. But in comparison to that man, I'm not like the dust. I'm far more significant than that person. That, friends, is perhaps the reason Rav Mordechai Kamenetsky suggests why it is that we have this juxtaposition. Sometimes in relation to God, we feel, we've got to be, we're in awe of the greatness, the majesty, the the grandeur of the Almighty, His presence, His power, and yet when it comes to other people, certain people that we feel are less than ourselves, we look down on them. We treat them in an a dishonorable fashion, in a disparaging manner. We treat them. So therefore, the Torah comes along and tells us the same way that you have to be careful about the honor of God, so too you have to be careful about the honor of another Jew. What a beautiful, beautiful message for us as we go into Shabbat UK. Because as much as it's all about, it is about us and God, and recognizing the greatness of God as the creator and the source of life. At the same time, we are recognizing that we're part of something bigger than ourselves, and we have to care and think about all those around us, the young and the old, those that have got illness, those that may not be comfortable. We have to worry about every single Jew. That's the message that we see from this week's Parsha. So I wish you a Shabbat UK Shalom, a wonderful Shabbat. Hopefully, we encourage, if you are comfortable, to come and join us for Shabbat UK. She's an extraordinary woman, one of a kind, one of the heroes of Israel, who's had to endure so much in her life. Racheli Frankel, a true inspiration, a beacon of light in the world. She'll be speaking 11:30 sharp on Shabbat UK in the Shul. Look forward to seeing you over the course of the next 24 hours. Shabbat UK Shalom. Take care.